5 creepy stories from the most haunted places on Earth. The Halloween season is not the only time to get spooked. If you're the kind of person who enjoys a real fright anytime he or she wants, then these real-life locations will get you close to some of the creepiest ghost stories that have ever been told. Here are 5 scary stories from the most haunted places on Earth. Number 5. Kiselyov, Serbia. Kisiljevo is not your ordinary village found in northeast of Serbia, located in the municipality of Veliko Gradiste. Kisiljevo is, according to the latest census, populated with less than 800 inhabitants. Quite small, but the town is quite popular around the world because of this one spooky vampire story. The year was 1725, when a peasant named Petar Plogojowitz passed away. Within only 8 days after he was buried, 9 of his fellow villagers perished because of some disturbing reasons. This reportedly happened 24 hours after each succeeding death. According to accounts, the victims allegedly claimed on their deathbeds that they had been strangled by someone in their sleep. That someone was Plogojowitz. The townsfolk couldn't believe such claims until the priests and officials went to investigate the case. 40 days after Plogojowitz had expired, authorities exhumed his grave. There, they found something very unsettling. His beard and nails still seemed to be growing, and appeared that there were signs of new skin. A stake was plunged into his body, and witnesses swore that they saw fresh blood gushing out from his ears and mouth, and that they had heard a horrible scream. His skin turned black as well. Right after that moment, the murders had ceased. Number 4. Forbidden City, China. Visiting mainland China won't be complete without seeing the breathtaking Forbidden City in Beijing. Made up of 980 buildings on 180-acre lots. This sprawling complex is one of the country's best-known landmarks. However, its beauty is not the only thing that some tourists are going after. It is said that within its walls are some of the most disturbing ghost stories one can ever hear. In 1421, Emperor Yongle ordered nearly 3,000 women in his harem, all of whom lived in Forbidden City with him, to be slaughtered because of a report that one of his beloved concubines had been poisoned. While some were spared at that moment, they too have perished by the noose when Emperor Yongle died. Today, hair-raising sounds of screaming, weeping, and clashing of swords can be heard within its walls. Others claimed to have seen dead bodies walking and pools of blood covering the ground. Being a UNESCO World Heritage Site, Forbidden City is open to the public during daytime, but it closes before nightfall. Number 3. Eastern State Penitentiary, Pennsylvania. 150 years ago, Philadelphia's Eastern State Penitentiary, or ESP, was home to some of the most notorious criminals in the country at that time. The kinds of punishments being imposed here, in this weird-looking wagon wheel-designed establishment, were so severe it would be enough to give you chills. The ESP was thought to be one of the first prison systems to institute solitary confinement, a sort of punishment that would often lead to insanity. Getting canned here was worse than you might expect. Prisoners were left wet in the cold for weeks or months in length. It would go on until ice formed on their bodies. Some were made to wear iron gag that would make their mouths bleed. The place has long been decommissioned when in 1990, a locksmith was tasked to restore a cell lock. While working, he said that he felt an overwhelming amount of negative energy envelop his person. He was so shocked that it left him paralyzed for a long time. While in the building, he also reportedly saw visions of tormented faces appearing on the walls. The locksmith wasn't the only one to experience this, though. Countless tourists and ghost hunters reported seeing creepy figures roaming the place. They also hear wailings and screams, but they can't really pinpoint the origin of the noise. Number 2. Woodchester Mansion, England. In 1868, a group of construction builders working on Woodchester Mansion in Woodchester, Gloucestershire, England, mysteriously abandoned the project. They left everything behind as if they're just taking a break. While the place still in great shambles and in an unfinished state, the Woodchester Mansion is now considered to be one of the most haunted mansions in the UK. Floating coffins, headless people, and white ladies are just some of the weird apparitions experienced by visitors. Even staff members of the establishment claim to be victims of phantom forces working inside the unfinished Gothic mansion. And number 1. Poveglia Island, Venice, Italy. There's probably no other place on Earth as haunted as Poveglia Island in Venice, Italy. The island is literally enveloped with negative energy that authorities, yes, the government, declared it illegal to set foot upon its shores. In this island, thousands upon thousands of plague victims all over Europe were dumped and left to die. Some of the bodies were burned. A lot others were left to rot on the ground. An asylum built on this island played host to some of the most horrific medical experiments. Records tell about doctors who loved to torture their patients. A few fortunate ones even died at his hands. The doctor went mad and threw himself off the asylum's bell tower. Today, one can only see Poveglia's dark, eerie, and decaying splendor from a distance. Others manage to sneak in, but later on regret doing so. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.